And she is doing something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's why late.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Okay, okay. Okay, carry on. I just started the recording.
Okay. You started the recording.
Naresh,
Okay.
I just start actually.
Okay. So Naresh will be joining late. I think.
Yeah, anyway, we are recording the session. Naresh.
Okay. Fine. Guy.
Yes, you just put your questions and ask doubts. He is also doing.
Okay.
Uh, ask your doubts, okay?
Yeah. 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 Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So today I'll teach you on the Catalan web application regarding and even the how to we create the script manually also. Yeah,
Okay.
this. Um, Karthik, do we have any URL or something? Any web application one?
use, use Hastra, yeah, Hastra.com.
Astra one? Huh? Yeah, yeah, even I thought the same, but I'm asking. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you.
Use our website. Okay.
Okay. Okay, URL. So let's start the recording. See, this is window based one. So, this is web based, and this is mobile based. Suppose if you want to record the flow what we are doing. Suppose if you want to record something, the script. So we have to follow the recording option. There is a one more is spy. It's like a object spy. So we can spy and we can get the objects and we can store those objects as well. Instead of recording, what it do is like it will record the script, like what we are performing the steps. So each and every step by step, it will be recorded. Object spy is to identify that what object it is and what is the path where the object is located. So all the information about the object like object properties and the values. Okay. So first let's go with the recording. So record the web. We can record web. Now here we have to provide the URL of the application. Once we give the URL of the application, so here you can see is a record. If you click on this record, it will start a new recording, mean with the new screen. For example, if you already see these are the new browsers, you can record in either IE, Edge, Firefox, or Chrome. Okay, so these are the new browsers. What it will do, it will open a new browser. In that browser, the URL, whatever you enter, that URL will be open and then it will start recording. For example, you already opened the application and for example, you logged into the application, you recorded already initially you created the script for the login and then you did for the accounts accounts and payments something you recorded as fund transfers you recorded. Okay, so now I want to continue in the middle of the flow. So instead of recording from the beginning, what we do is we can go to the particular screen, for example, like this. Okay, so I went to submodules. So and so page like functional testing. I went to the functional testing and click on it. So this navigation, whatever is needed, so I'm not recording it. I don't want to record. So I just want to record only this. From this screen onwards, I want to continue. So what we do is we can use the active browsers. Active browser is nothing but whatever you open the browser here and whatever the screen you want to record or you want to capture it. So that browser will be shown here, whatever the browser is open, so it will show here. Using this, you can record it. Let's see the difference on both. First, let's continue with the new one. Okay, new recording. So I just start with the recording. Okay, so okay, so is what it is showing is it seems like your Chrome driver is not up to date with your Chrome browser upgrade right now. Okay, so we are updating the driver because every time the Chrome driver will be updated. Na? So we need to upgrade the drivers whenever the driver is not working. So how we know like where to upgrade, how to upgrade from the Katalon? I'll show you. Once this is complete, then I'll tell you regarding that driver update, how to update the drivers. Okay, so now let's start the recording. So when we click on start the recording, once we start, so see the application is launched and you can see the objects are getting highlighted. Suppose if you want to see the details, click on expand. So it will show whatever the steps you're performing. So it will be captured. Okay. So now what I do, I go to the services. Okay. You go to the services. I click on the services. See, click services. So here services. Now I want to click on the application testing. Yes. When you select this, you right click on this, and here you can see Katalon Studio. Here it will show some verification statements also we can do by using the right click. If you right click on the so and so object, you can see the available options what you can perform on this. Okay, so it will be capture this as well, like mouse over. You want to mouse over or you want to verify the element. So now what I want to do in services, so in services, I want to do the mouse over. Okay, mouse over on this. After mouse over, I want to click on application testing. So then I'll mention, for example, this is a mouse over kind of thing. So I'm using the mouse over. Okay, a mouse over application testing. Now, then what I do, I'll click on the mouse over. Okay, clicking on the mouse over. So here you can see clicking on these services, again the right click, all is capturing. Suppose I don't want this step. I just select it and then remove it. Now here if you see A is nothing but is a anchor tag. It is a anchor tag actually. So that is why it is captured like this. So these are the names. Suppose you want to know like the objects is capturing this. You want to see what objects is captured. So you can click on the show captured objects. Show capture objects and then you can see the objects as well. Okay, keep something side by side, or else however you want. Yes. Now you can see the objects are capturing these, and you can see whatever the objects is. Now what I do, I want to modify this name. because I want to maintain as a proper namings, proper naming. So next time when I go and see, I need to be identify easily. So, and there is some names I don't want, so I just remove it. I'm just removing those. Now here, if you see A services, so this is capture. These are the properties is there, and this is the object name. Suppose you want to modify this, you can modify application testing. So application testing. So if you don't want to maintain these spaces, you just remove the spaces. You maintain one format, like you follow one structure, one format. So follow that, and then create the objects. All create all objects in a one proper order. So now what I do here, I want to specify like where this application testing, because here these many tabs are there. So if you want to identify easily, so you can create a one more folder and maintain this, or else what you can do, you maintain the names. It's like services underscore hyphen something. So services application testing. So then, which means that when you see this object, so easily we can identify. So it is in the services application testing. So in the services section, there is a application testing. Suppose you are doing the industries and cards and payments, then you go to the industries, cards and payments. So you maintain industries underscore cards and payments. Okay, either way you follow. Either you give the names like services underscore application testing something, or else you create a new folder. Okay, here you create a new folder, and then you can give the name. But how we create the name, where we need to give the create the new folder. So here you cannot create it. Once you record the script, once you capture these objects, then you go to the repository, and from there you can update the name. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just removing those. And if you want, like say here you're having this name, and so like without capitals, small something. So you can update these names. Just for the better understanding, better look and feel, we are just changing these object names. Otherwise, no need also. You can maintain with spaces, those spaces, everything is fine. But maintain in a proper structure format. Okay. So now the services something is selected. So services, and then so application testing. So we are clicking on the application testing. So it captured the application testing. Okay. Why it is captured the name again here, you can see by application testing, and this is name because we modified the object repository. Okay. So that's why it is creating. Either you can modify the name once you complete all the capturing of all the objects, you modify it, or else you can add this one. You modify these namings and all once you capture the script. So next, for example, so this is contractor. So about okay, any form is there here? Okay, suppose I want to verify this text. Right click on this, and then you want to verify mean you can verify. So verify element text, or else. So if you want to verify this content, use the verify element text. Suppose you want to check whether this text is present or not. This is your expected text. So you are testing. So whether it is there or not. So you right click, and then you can capital S, verify element present. Suppose if you want to check, you don't want whether object is not present, so you want to you can use the verify element not present, or else verify element visible. Some objects you will say like the button is visible or not, or the link is visible or not. Verify not visible. So you're expecting something after clicking on so and so. You are not. You are expecting that the link should not be there on the screen or the button. So verify element not visible. You can use. So depends on the scenario. Depends on the requirement. So at that situation, whatever is required, based on that we need to use this. Okay. Verify element clickable. Sometimes we need to verify element is clickable or not, or object is clickable or not. Until unless you fill the form. For example, there are forms are there. So once you fill the detail, then only the next button or else the submit button will be enabled. Or once you check the checkbox, then only the next button is enabled. So you want to verify whether the button is clickable or not before submitting or before entering the details. So then in the scenario, what we need to do? Verify element is clickable or not. Or verify not element not clickable. Okay, so this kind of thing. And for example, you want to wait for the element present. Some objects will be loaded slowly. So you want to wait until the page is loaded. So you can use wait. These are like a dynamic wait. Either you can define a static wait or dynamic wait. So now we use some waits also. So wait for the element is present, or else wait for the element is not present. Based on the scenario, we have to use this. Wait for the element visible, wait for the element not visible. For example, this company is there or some link is there here, you're clicking on it. So you are checking that until the link is not exists. So you wait for that. Yes, after clicking on it, the link will, wherever the link is there, the screen will be from that screen to navigate to the other screen. So if that link is not exist, then yes, it will go to the next screen. So mean until that it won't move to the next screen. So in that case also you can use the wait. Okay. So based on the scenarios you can verify element text. Suppose you want to verify something text, some text you want to verify. So whatever you are clicking or performing something, so this will be captured here. Okay. So once you capture or once you do something, then it will be okay. Now see. I want to click on this join now. Let's see. Just to show something only, I'm just clicking on this. So you can see this also here. So whatever we are entering or what we are, what stopping here. Okay, it's now my script is ready. I want to stop. So I'm just stopping. Stop the recording. So, for example, you want to pause or you want to do something, then you stop recording, and then you can now I want to save the script, or you want to modify the object names, object repository, something. So you can modify. So example, this one. This is a email. So I don't want to maintain all these names. Just one is enough. Like I don't want this. And this also you want to update. Just update it. Check any other. Maintain the proper names. Okay. There's the proper folder structure. And other names also there. I don't want this much name also. We can modify it. Or else once we save the script, then also we can do these changes. Let's do that as well. Okay. So these are the new objects which we captured, and this is the repository we already having. So we need to save like this where we want to save this. Okay. So now I'm in the object repository. These are the existing repositories. So I want to create, for example, I want to create a new folder. So create one folder. So inside this folder, if you want to save all this one, so select it. Now give it a script. Now we captured something. So for that is asking for the name. So you want to give any comments or something, you can do that comments as well. So now once we capture, you can see, so this is the script is captured here, and this is the object repository is created. Now here, if you want to see the script from the script mode, you can go here, and then you can see the script. So I don't want all this. Just repeat it. Whatever we are doing, whatever we are clicking, so all these steps are repeated. So if you don't want me, you can just remove. You don't want it. Now you can observe here, if you modify the name of these, it will be updated in the script as well. So where is space digital banking? This is the one. You can see digital banking, and this is the number, something is generated. Suppose I rename the one because I modified here, so that's why it's asking to save the script first before modifying. So I'm just removing this. Click on OK. It will be updated here. You no need to update in your scripts. If you modify the name in the object repository, that name will be updated automatically in the script. You again no need to go and update the script. And for example, you already have the repository. So you already have the repository. Okay, you already have the repository. You want to create a script using the repository one. So what you can do is, so you can do drag and drop as well. Okay. So this is for the object. This is just an object. You can drag and drop the step. So now this is a web-based application. So this is we captured. Suppose if you manually, if you want to write the script, manual script, if you want to write it, so you can type web control space. If you press the control space, it will give you the options to you. Okay. So UI, and whatever the options based on that, if you want, so you just select it, then under, then whatever the options is available on that, so it will show. Now, for example, I want to click on that about us link. So what I need to do, what is the action I want to perform? Click. So there are two options for the click. You type something, so it will show the available options. Okay, or else for the web UI, if you type, if given the dot and then control space, then it will show the whatever the actions you can perform on the particular objects. So it will show all the actions. Okay, so now this, what is this and what is this? So you can see here, this is this one and this one both are same, but the difference is this is a failure handling. If some actions is actually you don't want to fail. Some is, if suppose you click on it, the step getting failed because that object is not there. So you don't want to fail that step. This you the clicking action is just for the navigation or it may be something. So in that scenarios, you don't want to fail your script. Then you can use click on that failure handling. Okay. Now object. What is this? Find test object. In which object you want to click. So whatever the object is, we just drag and drop. So place that. Else you can drag and drop the object wherever you want. Place the cursor where you want to drop. Just drag and drop. Okay. Normally what I do, I don't capture. I mean, I don't perform capturing all the time. So I'll capture one time, and then I will just copy paste like this. For example, I want to use the same step. I want to create another test case. I feel like it's already repository is there. So what I do now, I want to click on the contact us. So I'm performing in a different scenario. So what I do, I'll just take the name from the repository, and then here instead of about us, I'll change it to okay. Either you can do this way, or else you can copy paste, or you can drag and drop, or you can record and create the script. Okay. Now failure handling here, continue on failure, or else I'm removing it. Let's see the options. What is there? Control space. You see, continue on failure, or you can leave it as optional, or you can stop on failure. Stop on failure. If you use this, what will happen? Whenever the step got failed, it will stop the execution there itself. It won't continue the next step. It won't move to the next step. Okay. So for example, I'm giving as a optional. So based on the scenario, it will be handled by script. So I'm just using optional if you want. Okay. Now, for example, I want to comment this. I want to comment these steps. I don't want. Maybe I may use in future, but right now I don't want. I just want to comment it. So how to comment? Control Shift slash. Okay. Control Shift slash. If you want to uncomment it, Control Shift forward slash. Okay. So because we commented this, there's a step coming here. Okay. So based on that, you update the if you want to don't want me, just delete it. This is one way of commenting, and other way, suppose you want to give some comments. So each steps place. You can give double slash. So the line will be commented. For example, you are performing something, you are doing these are the steps. For example, for better understanding, if someone want to do execution or someone later where you are leaving, other person is going to work on this, he need to understand what exactly the flow is. Now is only that 50 lines. Later it may be 200 plus. So in that case, to understand 200 lines of code is difficult. Where exactly the screen, which flow it is, what you do is. So based on the each section, so this is we are navigating to the LinkedIn. So we are clicking on the LinkedIn. So what you can do is you can give some comments and saying that get to LinkedIn. Okay. So or else, so for example, there is some scenarios you want to say is like this is the starting of the so and so, and this is the ending. So this block is for so and so. So navigate to LinkedIn. Okay, navigate to LinkedIn. Now, for example, only this these are the steps. So here until here, this block is related to this. So you comment it, then say thank you. And you want to okay maintain the names. This way also you can even this also. Easy. So you can easily identify and you can easily understand. Even you are if you are working also. So later if you want to go and do modify something, so instead of searching everything, so just search for this the blocks what you are defining, and then you go on update or whatever you want to do. Okay. So this is how you need to do the recording and updating the scripts. Okay. So whatever the here whatever the actions or whatever the objects you are using, based on those, so the packages will be loaded. Okay, packages will be loaded here. Now we already save the script here. Now for example, you want to modify the repository or you want to copy paste or you want to do something, just now I shown you, right? So maintain in a proper structure, like you can see here. So you maintain for so and so. For example, this project is related to the Hastra. So Hastra. So it's like you're doing, for example, ICICI Bank, ICICI application you are doing. So you maintain ICICI, whatever the project name, maintain the project folder inside. So you maintain the even the repositories also. You maintain in a proper way. Each one can maintain separate objects and maintain the objects. Okay. Fine. So create the objects in a proper naming with a proper naming and maintain the object repositories. Okay. And even the scripts also, test case when you create it, test cases also you maintain in a proper way. You see here, I maintain like Asman, let's go mobile app, let's go transfer. Okay, because if you maintain all the objects or all the test cases in one in test cases itself, what will happen? Now it is only 5 test case or 10 test case. Later it may be 100 test cases or it may be 1,000 test cases. We cannot maintain. So maintain all those test cases as a folder, separate sections or um, a subfolder something. So based on the scenarios, you have to create it and create the test cases as well. Okay, maintain the test case name as well. Now, so we created the script. Now, after creating the script, so repository here is the repository. You want to modify mean you can modify the repository, or else once repository also it's okay. You rename the repositories. Once renaming also done, then go to the test suite. So creating the test cases is will be done in test cases section. Okay. Then object repositories will be there in the object repository section. Now coming to the test suite. Test suite is nothing but a test scenarios where we maintain or the set or the soup where we run the number of test cases or a bulk of test cases. So I click on it, create a new folder. Maintain the now I click on it, and again based on the sections sub modules whatever is this is a project folder. Now here inside this, so create a subfolder and saying for example this is a LinkedIn, or else this is fund transfer for example. Okay. So fund transfer, we have payments. So based on this. Now in this, I want to maintain the test suite or test suite collection is there. So what is test suite and test suite collection? Test suite is nothing but is a one set of test cases. Now, for example, okay, test suite or test scenario, whatever you call test suite. So we have a number of in fund transfer also if you have different scenarios is like fund transfer like the third party transfer or interbank transfer. I do it now something. So based on this, you differentiate it, and then what is the next step? You need to do click on add and browse your test case. Click on to show the data. You can select it and then you can map the data. Now this is how we create the test case and then we run the. So here there is no test data. We we are not using any test data, external test data. We are just using a static data. Okay, for now. Later we'll see how to use that. Let's run this one first and see what will happen. So go to run. This is the run where we run the script. Run, and in which browser or which device you want to run it. So based on the requirement, select it. Now I'm choosing the Chrome. So start with the recording. Let's see. See here, it's going on also. So the step cut, fail, services, clicking on services. See that? Log. So all these are failing. Why it is failing? Let's see. Let it be stop. I'll tell you the reason why it is failing. Just go and check. I can stop also. No issue. I'll show you. Okay. So this one failed. You can see the log here. What it is saying. Web element with the ID so and so is located by this is not found. So this is not found. To click, the object is not there. Let's go and check this object in the object repository. What is the name and why it is failed? What is in the screen? So we have to remember few things when you are doing this. So first, let's see. Okay. So you follow this. Yesterday space banking. Okay. Sorry, this is digital banking. This one. Company services. Okay. So ID. What is the ID here? You can see this also. Okay, using expert, now is trying to identify. Let's check. So this is services. So I'm right click, inspect, and check. Just inspect services. So what is the ID here? SM. Now you see this. What is the ID? This one. This is the one is there now. Screen. And what is there in the repository? So is this both are same? No. Why? We recorded, but still why it is not same. Now, for example, you see, I'm clicking on this industries. Now, inspect, see, see this? So, based on the navigation, even though it is here, we are able to see here all the services is. But when we click on this, the total page is refreshed, and now this services is where in insights. I click on industries. Now this services is in industry screen. not the initial home screen. Where is the initial home screen? Because I captured this object in industries or some other screen. This is the main screen. This is the main home page. So from here I'm going to click actually. So this is the services. So this is the name. So let's try with this now. I'm copying this ID. Okay, it's ID. Okay. Now what I do? Go here, update the name, save it. Another way, right click here, copy, export. This is the expert using this getting edit. So here is already there. That's why I just copied only the ID name. Suppose you are not able to identify using the path what is captured or something, you can inspect, you go manually, inspect, and then capture. Okay, you update the name. Okay, so I updated this one. Let's try to run again and see what's going. Now, still it is not identified. 701. Okay. Now let's check the name again. So it is a dynamic name. See this? Again, the number is changing. So we need to find a way to click on this. Okay. So what we can do is instead of clicking on that using this X path, what you can do, copy, you can try full X path. Okay, it's a navigation. Okay. Or else using attributes also you can identify. So for example, this link is there. I want to use this XPath. So attributes here, attributes using attributes also we can. So that ID is changing. So I don't want to identify using this. You identify this using ID. I don't want to identify. So I want to use services. This text. I want to use the text and the name. This one, href name. So I want to use this to identify the object. Let's try with this. Okay, I updated the repository now again. Let's try to run it again. See, now it got pass. Went to the services. Same, even this here again, mouse over to this. This mouse over one is different. That's why again it will be failed. So this object is in different location. Okay, so this is also need to be updated. So where is this? Check this one. Where is this object? Is in the page Astra Consulting Test Management. Okay, this one. Here it is. So here also it is not identifying using this expert. So you change the expert services is fine. So I'm going to remove the ID. Save. Okay. So based on this, what I understand is, so it is a dynamic name. It's always is changing. So better what I do, I don't want to identify using this. I will update. I don't want to run and then once failing, then I want to update. So I don't want to do like that. So what I'm doing is, I got to know using ID it's not working for any object. So I'll update directly. So whatever objects I'm having, so I'll update my repository. Okay, contact us. I think it's fine. Try this, the other one. Okay. So I'm using this here, this one. Right now, I think this is fine. Okay, these are all fine. I think no issue with this. Okay, this is P. I think this is also fine. If it is running. Okay, let's try to run it again. Okay, so this is how you need to update the repositories when it's not working. So you have to check the export and you compare what exactly the object is using which property like is identifying. So based on that, you go and check in the application as well, compare it. If it is changing dynamically always, so you go and update it. Without the mouse over is done. So one more thing, when we are running this, there are some mouse overs. For example, now this is mouse over. It will come like this. So in middle, you are using the system, you are moving here and there, then mean you are taking the control. So tool will misbehave. Okay. So if you are using any mouse or keyboard actions from the using the laptop one you are using me, so you don't touch when the script is running. If you are using any mouse over this kind of things, which means you are taking the control and you are moving the cursor to the other place, so it won't work. The mouse over is this. Okay. So it's working. We just given the until here only. So we didn't select any functional or something. So if we select this functional, then it will move there. Okay. It's okay. Next, So we have to update the names based on the requirement. We have to update it. Select. Suppose if you want to move one step, mean just click on the tab. So it will be move. Let's comment it. Just, which is the so you can use slash star also to comment whatever the block you want to comment it. You star slash then it gives block only that particular section. Now I want to run this actually. So that's why I'm commenting this. Just want to show. You can see number of runs, like number of test cases you have. So based on that, number of iterations you want to run. So you can it will be show here. Then we'll see next look into the data test data one. Okay. Sometimes it will happen. Okay. So now, for example, I want to kill the running process. Whatever is launched through the Catalan, still there will be some process are running. So you want to terminate those. Go to the tools, web, terminate the running web drivers. So one web driver is there. So it's close this browser as well. Now, just now I told you to update the driver. If the driver is updated, we want to update the driver. Na? So we can directly come here, like go to the tools, update web driver, and based on the browser which you are going to run it. So you select that and then click on it. Then if any drivers need to update or something, it will update the drivers and then show that. Okay, then will be okay. Sometimes you are running this test, the browser is opening and immediately the browser is getting close. Then what do? You just update the driver and see. Again, it's beginning. that as well. Oh yeah. It's checking on this is the step is commented. Yeah, I think this is the step. So unable to. So this image is also not there. You have to check where is this up. Application testing services. So it's done. Let's see few project settings as well. Execution, web UA. So default smart wait is enabled. Okay, this also you check before you're running the test. So next, coming to the test design, web UA. So using XPath is fine and test case. So continue on failure. Suppose if you want to continue on failure, you just select this. Suppose if your script is stopping once where whenever the step getting failed. So if the execution is getting stopped, so you go and check the test case, the test design. Under the test design test case, you choose the so default failure handling for the test step based on your requirement. Okay, stop on failure or continue on failure. Okay, and integration related anything. Okay, this is also it's not required for you. Okay, this is also required. So execution deleted. Okay, so execution deleted. So okay, Chrome. Okay, so default item timeout is this one. and terminate the drivers after each test suit if you want. Yes, okay, do this and take a screenshot when execution is failed. So if you select this, when execution is failed, then it will take a snapshot. Suppose you want to take a recording also of your run, we just select this. But every time when you run, so the recording will be happen and it will record the session, then the file size will be increased, then it will occupy the memory to take the more memory. So you have to think and you have to decide if you want the recording as well. Okay. Is it good there? Okay, so default wait time, log execute steps is enabled, it's fine. So launch arguments is not required. Okay, this is done. Okay, database networks is not required. So custom web UI file is not required. Self-healing. I think self-healing it won't work because the trial version. It won't work for you. Okay. So do apply and changes. Next. So in the Windows section, there is a Katalon Studio preferences. Here also there will be some settings are needed when you do mobile one or even web one also. There are a few things needed. I'll show you like for the web browser, we need to add a few things, not this. I'll show you that. This is required. Okay, Catalan. Forbidden is added. Okay, so this settings also is based on the your requirement. You just choose it. If you want this, you can choose it. Otherwise, just leave it. So test cases, like how you want the test case, like what are the options you need to show and what is the order if you want to show. These are all the settings for this only. Okay. So for to capture the object, there is a shortcut is Alt plus. So it will be captured when you click on the Alt plus. Okay. There is a shortcut. Now coming to the test data part. Okay. For example, you want to parameterize the test. You want to make the test as a dynamic with the dynamic data. You now we given is a static data. So where it is, see here, I given the email ID and the password. For example, I want to create it. I want to join like 10 users. I want to join. Okay, 10 email IDs I need to create it. So now it's just static. If I run the script, if I run 10 times, it will run 10 times with the same data. I don't want with the same data. I want to run the test with different set of data. Okay, so how to do it? We need to create one Excel file, like a data file. So, okay, so you have to create the test data. Better when you are creating a test data, you create in a project folder itself. Go to your project. What are the project you are creating? So, in the project in data files, okay, you have to create it. So, where is it? Because you can see your project folder is this only, because I created here in this only I'm creating the same project. I just added this script. Suppose wherever your project is there, so there you have to create it. Now in the data files, you have to create a new folder. Okay, you have to create some folder and then create a Excel file. Give the name for the Excel file and with the acceptor. So test case ID, okay, mean test case number, and then actual results. If you want to write the result into Excel, so from the application you are getting some value. That value or the result, or else some values is generated that account. For example, you created the account. Once account is created, there will be account number will be generated. That account number you need to capture it. So capture the account number and then maintain in the data file. So it will be helpful for you future if you want account numbers or if you want to verify the data. So if you maintain the test data, even output data also in this Excel, so it is easy also to verify even the comparison also. So this is the expect result. For example, this is the expect results. Okay, so maintain like expected results. So one more thing, when you are maintaining the object, this Excel column names, so better you maintain without spaces or else use the underscore or hyphen something. Okay, so use in one format. So for example, you are updating something and you are feeling, okay, this is a variable you miss. What you can do directly, you know the format like without spaces or something you are doing. So when you are giving that name, you know that the expected results one. Directly you can type it. Okay, so maintain these fields. These are the common fields to any test data file you are using that project. So expected results one, for example, expected results two, or something. You have some 4-5 expected results you have. So maintain expected results according to your requirement. Maintain the expected results. Suppose you have another expected result. So just add one more. Then expected results. Okay. So columns and then Excel path. Okay, these are the mandatory fields. Okay, these are the mandatory fields you maintain. So Excel path. So Excel path is the where is your test data? Why we want to give this Excel path? I have created one keyword to write the data into the Excel file. I created one package. Okay, custom keywords. I have created some custom keywords. So using that, it will write the data into this Excel file. So for that, we need to pass the data, like in which Excel it need to write the data, where we want to write the test data. Sorry, the result value where we want to write. So we are passing that also from the Excel file. So maintain the folder path. Where is our data? Next, sheet name. Maintain the sheet name also. So give some name to sheet. Maintain the sheet names. For best practice, maintain the sheet names according to your requirement. Now this is a transfer. For example, if it is bill payment, so bill payments are account opening, so account opening, something like that. Okay. So then sheet name, maintain the sheet name here, and then validation. So what is this validation? One, validation two. So this is a keyword where we are separating the script as a block. For example, you are capturing entire script. I mean, you are maintaining only one script. You want to handle the multiple scenarios in one script itself. Using one script, you want to handle the multiple scenarios. So we'll maintain the keywords. Okay. So I'll make this as a condition. Okay. So validation one. So I want to validate like transfer with Ajman, or else transfer with third party. Okay, transfer third party, something. We maintain the keywords, and then based on that, we are handling the set of steps in the script. I'll show you that. Then you will understand. Okay, validation one. So you need to give the keyword, and then so these are the input data. Okay, these are the input field. Now here in this example, so we are having the in this example we are having, so this is the email ID. Okay, and password. So we are setting these values. Okay, here for this scenario, like this is the input values. Whatever the test data you want to pass to the application, like username, password, or first name, last name, account number, something like that. Whatever the data you want to key in, or you are selecting something, gender. So all those kind of things, data, you pass it to the Excel. From the Excel, we are picking. For example, here we have 10 set of data. So if you run, so it will work with 10 set of data. So for this, I have created one. Let me show you that. Okay, now. So before that, okay. So for that writing Excel, writing the data into the Excel, so I have created one package. Okay, I have created one package. So what it will do is it will write the until here. Okay, this is for the other purpose I have added. Okay, so what it will do is it will read the data from the Excel and it will check based on the data what we are passing. So file path we need to pass it mean where the data is there and the sheet name and test case number is matching. So and then in which column we need to write the data. So we need to pass the cell number. Okay, and then input data. We have to post. So we have to pass this data. So these are all the variables actually. So now what I'm doing is here see file path. So file path, I'm passing only the Excel path, I'm passing only so and so data path only. For example, you are placing the project, now it is in D drive. For example, other person is placed the he don't have the D drive, he have only C drive, or he have F drive, or he have only something else, some other drive. So you want to run this script. So we don't want to modify all the time in the script. So what I do is I'm making it as a dynamic path. So what I do is, so what is this dir name? So I'm reading the directory of the path, directory path. The dir means directory path. So what it is? So you can see here, where is this project? Where is this uh, super app Azman one something? So it is in the D drive. So Azman Bank. So and then in this folder it is there. From here the project is open. So the project is in this folder. This is a project folder. So I am reading this path. I'm reading this path. So for example, now this script is open from the C drive. So then it will show here the path is that location. So I'm reading that, get the project directory, storing into some variable. Then what I'm doing is I'm concatenating the path with the one is coming from the Excel. Now, next step. Before that, whatever the variables you are using here in the script, like Excel or this, so whatever the names here you are using in the Excel, the column names, so we have to define all these variables. You copy from here. Okay, you maintain a exact name. Copy from here, and then go to the variable section. Go to the variable section and define the variables. Okay, add. Click on add. Then whatever is the variable, copy there and then paste it here. Okay, this is how you need to add the variables. Whatever the variables you are using for the script, whatever the variables you are using in the script, and whatever the variables is defined in the Excel. So maintain all those in the variable section. You add all those variables here. Now, in the script, we are using it. So now, this is the one file path, and the TC number, for example, I'm giving something. So, because we are taking it from the Excel file. Now, so validation one. I put a condition and I'll define some block of script. Okay. So, if I want to do validation one, if I want to do transfer with as one, so it will run this one. For example, else. So, else condition. Or else if you have multiple conditions, so you have to give here else if. And then you have to give a condition, what it is. What is the if condition? So if you are giving else if, then you give a another condition. Give another condition. Like this, if you have multiple, you can give multiple as well. Okay. Like this, you can define the multiple condition, and in here itself, you can handle. Like based on the condition, it need to handle. For example, you are a foreigner, so you need to give the foreign address. So a local person will enter the local address detail. So other person don't want to enter. So foreigner only need to enter the foreign address. Local person no need to enter the foreign address. So we don't want to execute those particular steps. So that is why I'm giving a condition and we are skipping the steps. So based on the condition, whatever we are giving in the validation one, the Excel file, so it will execute only that particular block of steps. Okay, it won't run the remaining. Based on the condition only, it will work. Okay, so so like that, whatever the variables is there, so we need to use it. So just for the just to show something, I'm just printing these variables. Okay, I'm just printing the variables. Or directly you can use these variables. For example, so how to use the example. This step is here. For example, the steps are here. So what I do, in case this is my value, have to output. It's the password. And at the same time, whatever the variables we are using here, we have to define those variables in the variable section. Okay. Then if we run, we'll pass those data and it will. Let's try to run this. And okay. And here I'm writing the data. See, actual result, something I'm giving is like here I'm giving as a static. So for example, you are reading the value from the application. That value will pass here. Okay, something is like a get text. So you are running something. So from there, if you use a mobile dot tab, so and so, you have to get the text. So you can get the value. After getting the value, we are storing into this variable, and this variable we are passing into the Excel. So this is the keyword. So this is the format you have to write. So custom keywords dot my pack. So write Excel because the package is taken from the here in the keywords. These keywords. For example, now here I want to add one more step. So either you can type or else you can go to the manual. So you expand it and check. So this is the one package. So now if you want to add a step at the keyword, so based on this you can choose it. So I want to add a custom keyword. So I'm clicking on the custom keyword. So these are the custom keywords is available. So I'm selecting this and then it will ask you to set the values. So you have to set the okay, set the value. If you go to the script, you can see the step will be generated here. See this? Others. Suppose you want to create something. So I want to set the password. For example, I want to set the password. I want to set the encrypted password. You see, in this example, you recorded, so your password is showing as encrypted. But I have something, the password. I want to encrypt it. How to encrypt the password? So what I do is go to the manual. So just add and here write set encrypted text. So object, we have to choose some object. Okay, whatever the object. Now here our requirement is just I want to encrypt the password. So what I do is here I will click on it. So I will write some ABC 123. So my password is encrypted now. Copy this encrypted password. Okay, if you insert me, the step will be inserted here actually. So if you click, the step is inserted. You can see here. So step inserted. Either you can write the script using the script mode or manual mode. Okay, so these are we create. So encrypted password. Now we got the encrypted password. So what you can do is this is our encrypted password. This password you save somewhere or you save in the Excel file. You are passing the user ID. For example, you are passing user ID, password, PIN number, something. So the password is encrypted password. We need to pass it. I want to maintain it as a secret. I don't want to reveal to other people what is my password. So then what I do, I will encrypt my password. Then I'll pass the encrypted password. When we are using encrypted password, so we have to use the action and method is set encrypted text. Okay, we have to use the set encrypted text. If it is a normal text, directly you can use the set text. You can see here. Here it is set text because we are passing the direct value. Suppose if we want to pass the encrypted value, then we need to use the set encrypted text, and then whatever the encrypted text is there, that text we need to pass here. Okay, so now after parameterizing the test, okay, we need to define the variables. After defining variables, so we already prepared the test data in the Excel. After preparing the data in the Excel, so we need to pass those data to the script. Those variables we need to define here. And then we need to go to the variables, add those variables into the variable section. After adding the variables into the variable section, then the next step is the data is in the Excel file. Now we need to load the data to Katalon. So what I do is, so here is the data files. So go to the data file section and then again maintain the folder structure like this. Okay. Then right click, new test data. Click on new test data. So after clicking on it, give a name to the test data file. And then what you do, browse your data file. Where is our test data? Go to the browse and then go to the project folder. In the project folder, data files, transfer, select the data file, open. Once you open, so you use the relative path. You see here, absolute path and the relative path. If you use the absolute path, if you change the you are running the now you are running the test in D drive. Later, you don't have you got the PC without having the D drive. You want to run the script, it will be failed because the data is set to D drive, the path, but the file won't be there in the D drive. Then it will be failed. So you move the project into C drive or some other drive. You're running it, it will fail. So that's why better maintain the relative path only. Don't use the absolute path. So once I select use relative path, then it remove the actual path, the root path, and it will maintain only the data for, which means wherever the project is located, from where the project you opened, it will take that path, that folder as a root folder, and from there it will pick and run the test. Pick the data. And then if you have multiple sheets, you select from which sheet you want to select the data. Select it. And the data will be loaded here. Once you load the data, save it. Okay. Save. After save this, what is the next step? Now, we already created the test suite. So, whatever the test suite is here. So, we see here, I already created a test suite for that. So, some I have created here. Create the test suite. Add the test case. After adding a test case, you click on show data binding. Then click on add. It is for the enterprise version is telling because data file already added. That's why it do not allowing. Suppose if it is a licensed one, we can add multiple data files also here. Okay, so already file is there. So what you need to do, just you click on add, then it will show like this. You browse the data file, whatever the data file you want to choose it, select that, and then click on map all. When you click on map all, yes, found 14 matches, which means Excel fields will be mapped with the variables what you defined in the script. Here in the variable section, whatever the variables you define, so that variables will be shown here. Okay, so in the variable section, whatever the variables you define, those variables will be mapped with the Excel variables. See this now. Okay, see here. These are the fields are mapped. So these are the Excel fields. Okay. These are the variables and these are the Excel fields. So all 14 is mapped What are the variables you define in the variable section? 14 variables we added. So those variables we map with the Excel. If we click on the map all, so it will map all the variables. Okay. So after adding the variables, after you add here, after you map, save it, then update, save. Now go to now data iteration. So for example, you have 10 set of data. So you want to run 1 to 10, you specify 1 to 10. Or else you want to run 5 to 6, sorry, 5 to 10, provide 5 to 10. Or else you want to run 7 to 10, you maintain the 7 to 10. Or else you want to run all the rows, you select after this. Or else you specify. Or else you select run with a specific rows. Like I want to run first one, fourth one, sixth one, and ninth one. I want to run only these 4. So give only those 4. Then it will run only those 4 data, 4 rows of data. First row it will run, then 4th record it will run, then 6th record, then 9th record. Only it will run those. Okay. So now I'm giving run with specific row, only one data to run it. Mention. Now I'm running the test. So it got failed because the Excel file is updated and we not closed. We saved and we closed the file. That's why it's got failed. Now let's try to run it again. So before running it, you save the file or else you close the Excel file. You can see here the data is loaded. Showing here the data is loaded here. These are the data is from the Excel file. So now let's go and check whether the data is showing or not. See here, print the test case number. So this is the test case number. The expected results. This is the expected results, and this is the expected result. So Excel path, whatever is we given in the Excel file, this is the path, and OTP what we given in the Excel file is this one. Okay, and this is the value we are writing into the Excel. Now go and check in the data file whether these expected results is written here or not. The actual results. For example, now I'm removing this. For the next run, I'm removing. Now I'm closing this Excel. I want to run and see again whether the data is writing to Excel file or once my run complete, I go and open my Excel file and see whether it's written the data into the Excel. Which means reading the data from the Excel and passing to the data. Okay, see, return the value. Okay, so what we are doing here, reading the data from the Excel file, passing into the application, and then reading the output value from the application, and then writing into the Excel file. Okay, so this is what we are doing. So this is how we create the test case, then create the object repository with the test suite. After creating a test suite, we prepare the data file, test data file, and we create the variables into the script. After creating variables, so whatever the variables we create in the Excel file, those we need to, the same variables we need to add in the variable section. And then we need to create a test suite and add the test case, load the test data file, and then you map the data, then give the number of iterations you want to run it, then save, then start running in which browser you want to run the test. Okay, so this is what we do. Okay. So today we discussed about some basic and advanced concepts. So I will try to tell you tomorrow. I'll try to tell you a few things related to the advanced things in Catalan required things. You like a few setups kind of things.
Okay.
Different things.
Okay. Venkat,
Yeah,
you covered object creating new script for both web and mobile, right?
yes, Karthik. On the day, mobile is covered. Today, web application is covered.
Okay. No, mobile actually you covered how to capture and how to customize also.
Yes. Yeah, covered, and customization also covered the same. Same.
Okay.
How we modified the repository here, na? The same way there also we need to do that. That on the day, so I have covered that as well.
Okay. That's good. Here, actually, I have captured. This will be asset. Actually, even I can share with you also. Actually, if you go somewhere, you want to go.
Yeah.
No issues. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow we'll cover something, advanced scripting.
Yeah.
Probably
Some
I'll ask all the things.
important things I will tell you.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
I'll ask one team and entire team to join tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Venkat. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Karthik. Okay. Bye.
Thanks.